The village of Valebrook was always wrapped in fog. Thick, swirling mist that lingered even when the sun was high in the sky, casting an eerie, dreamlike quality over everything. But the fog wasn't just weather, it was a curse. The elders often whispered about it, speaking in hushed tones around the fire, but none could remember the time before it arrived. Lena was a young woman, restless and curious. She had heard the stories, but the mystery of the fog gnawed at her like a splinter under her skin. Every morning, she would walk to the edge of the village, watching the mist roll in from the forest. There was something strange about the way it moved, almost like it was alive. And Lena couldn't shake the feeling that it was watching her. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and the mist grew thicker, Lena decided she would find out what lay beyond the fog. She had heard the elders mention a place, a clearing deep in the woods, where the fog was said to vanish. No one had ever returned from the journey, but Lena was not afraid. She was determined to uncover the truth. With only a lantern in her hand, Lena ventured into the forest, the path swallowed by the fog as soon as she took her first step. The trees, ancient and gnarled, seemed to close in around her, their branches like skeletal hands reaching down. The lantern flickered, its warm glow battling the suffocating darkness. She walked for hours, but the fog never lightened. It grew colder, and strange sounds echoed from the shadows, whispers, like distant voices calling her name, but distorted and hollow. Lena shook her head, trying to banish the fear that crept into her mind. The mist had a way of distorting reality, making one doubt their senses. But she pressed on, her lantern the only source of light in the thick, unyielding gloom. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, she reached a clearing. The fog parted for the first time, revealing an old stone well at the center. It was ancient, covered in moss and vines, and an odd, unearthly glow seemed to emanate from the depths. Lena approached the well cautiously, feeling both drawn to it and repelled by it. As she leaned over the edge, a voice echoed in her mind, clear as day. "You seek the end of the fog, but what will you lose to find it?" The question sent a shiver down her spine, and she stepped back, her heart pounding. But curiosity outweighed her fear. She peered into the well, and as her eyes adjusted, she saw a faint glimmer at the bottom, a small golden lantern, glowing with an intense, otherworldly light. Without thinking, Lena reached into the well and grabbed the lantern. The moment her fingers touched it, a wave of cold, dark energy surged through her body. The fog around her began to stir violently, swirling as if in a frenzy. The whispers returned, louder now, filled with anger and warning. But Lena didn't let go of the lantern. She held it tightly, and as she did, the fog parted around her, retreating into